Hello, welcome to your yin yoga practice. My name is Manisha and I will be guiding you through about an hour today worth of yin yoga poses and rebounds, which are going to be targeting the wood element, which is a perfect element to practice in the season of spring, targeting the liver and gallbladder meridians running very much along the side body and the inside of the groin. You'll need a bolster and some pillows. If you haven't grabbed these already, just maybe hit pause and go find yourself some. We'll start in a seated position, propped up using our bolster, starting to elongate your spine. Draw the shoulder blades back and down, lifting from the top of the head or the tip of the crown, creating this nice alignment in your torso, this postural integrity. So you start to find that shape, close your eyes down, and we're just going to begin concentrating on our breathing. Breathing all the way up to your heart space, your chest, your lungs, filling up. And taking a long, emptying exhale. Deep breath in, fill all the way up. And a long breath out. One more really big breath in. And exhaling. So to begin this practice today, I'd like you just to really focus on grounding in your body, grounding in the space, almost as if you were a small tree growing roots. And as you connect your awareness down to where your body meets the mat, witness yourself rooting down towards the earth, like you're growing tree trunks or roots, a network of roots grounding you down. So just through this awareness, we're creating this real stability in our seat so that we can start to work on feeling more expansive and connected to these higher centers, but never forgetting how grounded we are and forgetting our roots. As you start to really ground down now, bring your hands through to your heart space, take a big breath in. And now visualize a light at the top of your head. Fill all the way up to the top of this head. Fill up with the breath and then empty. Deep breath in from the base of the spine. Fill all the way up to the top of the head. Imagine this light moving up and above. And a long breath out. One more big breath in. And exhaling. And as you notice these higher centers, bringing your attention to yourself like a tree now, as if you're growing branches. And as you bring your awareness to the top of the head, those tree branches are growing towards the sunshine. And it's like an energy moving through your body throughout this practice. You might like to visualize a color. You might like to visualize yourself like a tree. Or simply stay connected to your breath. So we'll move on now into our first yoga pose. When you're ready, gently opening the eyes and flipping over onto all fours. So we're starting with a nice, easy cat-cow. So shoulders are over the wrists, knees are hip distance apart. You're doming out the upper body, tucking the chin to the chest, drawing your belly in to meet the rib cage, accentuating the curvature. Then dropping your hips, gazing up through towards the ceiling, almost like a cat, just taking a big, beautiful stretch, opening up the muscles surrounding your spine. And exhale as you dome out the shoulders. Taking this really easy and slow, knowing that as you move forward with this practice today, you can close the eyes down, and yin is a super intuitive practice. So you can really vary things and ease your way into the postures. Take your time. It's all about bringing this sensory awareness towards the body, where we become more sensitive to our own bodies. So from here, we'll drop into a child's pose. If you like, you can do this just as you are, or you can find a bolster or a pillow and prop that underneath the torso, just to give yourself a little bit more support in the position. Concentrating on filling up your lungs and your back body with this breath. And again, grounding with the breaths out, Noticing how it is that you're feeling in your body, how you're feeling in your heart space today. If there's a lot of energy circulating through your body, if there's a lot of mental energy, is the mind busy, scattered, or distracted today? Or are you rather feeling depleted or burnt out? Witnessing yourself however it is you are, however it is you've arrived, and using this state to inform your practice. So we'll just stay here in this position, grounding our energy towards Mama Earth, Pachamama, for a few more gentle breaths. If you've turned the neck in one particular direction, you can gently turn it the other way. So this wood element, if you can see the trees, beautiful, gorgeous green trees behind me, that's exactly what this element is symbolic of. It's symbolic of the wood element. So in traditional Chinese medicine, we work with these 5 different elements, and they all work in synergy together. And there's different elements that are targeted and useful for us as a being, as a part of nature in different seasons through nature. So this particular meridian that's associated with the wood element is your liver and gallbladder, running along the inside of your legs and also along the outside seams of your body, which we'll be working with today. And it's all about your own growth, what you're working towards, what you're striving towards, what you're aiming at. You can liken this energy that moves through the wood element like the energy that you see in little seedlings growing, changing, adapting, growing towards the sun, always wanting to evolve. So it's about our own evolution and transformation. And springtime can be a time where you're thinking about your goals, you're contemplating what you'd like to achieve. So from here, when you're ready, just starting to shift into dragon pose. Now this one can be quite a big pose. Of course, you can again do this just as you are. Alternatively, you might like to follow me and find some cushions or yoga blocks and just place those cushions either underneath your hands. So you're stepping the left leg forward into a nice big wide lunge. You can take the foot a little wider off the mat so it's not really pinching up into the hip line. You can drop to the forearms or stay up on the wrists, or you can actually take one of your cushions behind that back supporting leg so that you've got some support for the psoas and the quadricep. You might find you like that support, but actually prefer to have some support under your arms. As you start to tweak this position to suit your body, relaxing the back of the neck as much as you can, easing your way into the shape. So this particular stretch, it works many meridians at once. It's a king or queen yin posture for that reason. But it's also pretty huge. Muscularly on the body. It's getting into predominantly the liver meridian through the inside of our hips, the groin. But also working with your stomach and spleen meridian connected to the earth element. Again, helping us to feel grounded. And the water element, which runs along the back body, your kidney and bladder meridians. So drop back into your breath as you find this shape. Consciously breathe from your belly all the way up towards your heart space, your lungs, your chest. Fill up on the breath in. And take long, nourishing exhales on those breaths out. So this wood element, the element for springtime, the energies that can get blocked up within these regions of the body that are associated with the wood element, your liver and gallbladder, the emotions energy in motion that we can feel or suffocate or push down into the body are anger, irritability, agitation, and frustration. So because this energy likes to evolve, it likes to grow, it likes to move towards the sunshine like a tree, if you imagine this energy within yourself, whenever something is in your way, whenever things aren't going to plan, or you're not able to see a clear direction or way forward in life, we start to feel confused, we start to feel agitated and irritated, perhaps frustrated or even angry. When things don't go our way, or when things just aren't flowing, we start to feel really stuck in life, really rigid. This is a blockage or a sign of a blockage in the wood element. So when you're ready, just coming out of that side, and I'll continue to explain, you can drop down to an easy child's pose in between as you just find your way out. And don't rush out, just slowly coming to this position. So this wood element, when there's stagnation running through these meridians, we start to feel that. We start to feel really frustrated, irritated, agitated. And sometimes this can come from simply not allowing yourself to feel those emotions as well. But the places that we hold this energy, it's in the liver and gallbladder organs and the meridians that are associated. So when we work with the tissues running along in these particular poses, which will target this energy through your body, it will help you to release any feelings of irritation or frustration and help you to find more flow and more ease, but also help you to find more flexibility and adaptability. So you can just start to step that opposite right foot forward and find your matching dragon pose. Really starting to ease your way in, finding the necessary supports again, pillows and props. Making sure that this position kind of matches what you just did on the first side. And you're breathing right down into the hips, into the psoas, relaxing the back of the neck again. And sometimes, as I mentioned earlier, these elements, they work together. So with a pose like this, it's got your water element in there, which is helping us to bring this energy of flow, of equanimity and inner calm. This state of ease moves through the water meridians. It releases fear from the body and brings in flow. Brings in this energy of fluidity where we can move freely with life's transitions. So water can really help to nourish the seedlings of our dreams. To nourish the wood element, we need water. We can't grow without the water. So you can see all of the elements, they work together. So this particular pose, it's working both water, wood, a little bit of fire up in your heart and lungs, but also this grounding element of earth as we ground down, as we root down to the earth. So taking a few more big belly breaths within the shape. Gifting yourself the expansiveness of your breath. Noticing that this breath is a vessel for this prana or chi that moves through. It's not that the breath itself is the energy, it's just the wave that this energy rides. It's the wave the energy rides out. So when you're ready, you can just slowly release that shape, carefully finding your way out into a comfortable rebound on your back or any rebound that your body might be asking for. Of course, if you need a little bit of a wriggle or a stir or a counter pose there, feel so free to find that. Otherwise, in this rebound, you're just relaxing, you're just letting go. And this really is that space where you're going to feel that release in your energy. all the meridians can flow freely. These energy highways in the body, allowing more space, more openness. So witnessing the effects here, witnessing whatever it is you feel, witnessing the breath, the sensations in your body, allowing yourself the space to surrender, to let go to this new energy you're welcoming in through your practice today. Letting go of any heavy energy that feels stagnant, any heavy emotions you've been carrying, any emotions you may not have even allowed yourself to fully feel or breathe into. Whatever is arising in this moment, here and now, moment to moment, is perfect. It's all rising to be experienced, to be felt, to be acknowledged, to be witnessed, and eventually to be released with love. So gifting yourself the time as we move forward to really process whatever starts to move up to your awareness, whatever is rising to be felt and experienced. Deep breaths. We'll begin to slowly roll over to one side and find our way very slowly back up to a seated position. So the next particular pose we're going to work with, you might know this one from traditional hatha yoga practices as Gomakasana, cow facing pose. But I'm aware this pose does not work for everyone, so if you would like to adapt or modify it, just come to an easy cross leg and you'll just do the arm variation instead. If you do want to follow me in, I like to shimmy my way forward, taking my right knee on top of the left, and in an ideal world, you'll see there's a perfect stack of the knee joints ahead of me, and both feet sort of flare out to opposing sides. I always find this one quite big on my hips, so I prop a pillow or a block up underneath my bottom just before I shimmy forward. Then we're going to start with either just as we are, body weight, or another pillow over to the right side of my body. And then I'm sweeping my left arm high up above, bending the elbow, opening up this left side of the body. So it's the opposite side, that bottom knee, left knee below, right knee on top. Left side of the body opening up. This can get quite big, so just being wary of how the shape evolves and how it works with your body in this moment, and knowing you can always tweak it, you can modify it. You might need, again, the easy cross leg, or maybe you need more pillows over to the side or more blocks supporting this right arm so you're not sinking down as low into the side bend. So this particular pose with this side bend that we're opening up, it's getting into the gallbladder meridian running along the side of your body. And if there is a lot of tension here, it can hint towards maybe a blockage in these meridians, stagnation, or something you're carrying or holding on to. Maybe you've been feeling a little irritable or angry about something. Maybe you've been feeling frustrated or unclear about a direction or a goal or having a dream. The meridians, liver and gallbladder, they also run up into the eyes. So when we're contemplating this element that is wood, it's also very connected to your eyes, to your vision. And when you think of vision, not just what you're seeing, but what are you dreaming? What is your vision for your life? So these are all things to contemplate when you're working with these meridians. So we'll bring in the eagle arms now. So taking the left elbow underneath, right elbow on top, and then catching the opposing wrist. So you've got a double bind. You might know this as your eagle arms. As you find this, you can either hinge straight forward into a fold, which will bring a deeper stretch into your hips, Or you can stay upright in the variation. I like to stay upright, but it's up to you. You might like a little bit of both. As you hold the position, actively draw down the shoulder blades, but pull up through the elbows. It's almost like you're trying to escape the pose. You'll feel this into the back of the scapulars around the shoulder blades. And then depending on how your hips are feeling, you might feel this one quite strongly into the hips themselves. And when we're working with these meridians that run through the arms, it brings in your lungs, large intestine, and heart meridians. So you can just relax the arms when you're ready. And then we'll take a moment, witnessing again the effects of the shape and slowly unraveling your legs. As you come out, you might just like to take a little bit of a counter stretch, hands behind you, rocking the knees like windscreen wipers to the right, to the left, to the right, to the left. That's quite a nice little release for your hips. You can do that as many times as feels good. Continuing to stay with your breath, and then we'll just come back down into the next side. So opposites, you've got left knee on top now, right knee underneath, and then you're going to match that again. So we'll take our pillow and bolster over to the opposite left side of our body. Again, making sure you feel propped up enough there, supported as you start to open up this second right side of your body. You're going to feel that right down into the hip, but also along this tissue, along the side seam of your body. You can bend the elbow directed up to the sky, either gaze straight down below you, or you can alternatively bring your gaze up towards the ceiling, looking up. Just notice what feels better, where you can find more stillness within the shape. A big thing with yin yoga is it's not about coming into the deepest variation of the postures. It's rather about being able to hold these positions at ease with stability and steadiness for longer durations of time. So ideally we're in each pose for about 2 to 3 minutes. And if you find that you come to a position and you can't breathe, you've lost all stability within the mind, you might have taken it too far. It's a sign from the body just to ease back, find your edge. Don't leap over the edge, just stay with that place where you have that equanimity, that inner stability, where you can hold your ground, you can hold your center. You're unwavered by the sensations that might be arising within the shape, which it will always bring up strong sensations as well. That's only natural. But you can hold space for them. And this is where yin actually moves beyond the mat itself, because it's teaching you this mental stability. So we're bringing in, again, eagle arms. And we've got that right elbow underneath now, left elbow on top. You can hinge forward if you like. Or you can stay upright. And again, lifting up through the elbows, but down through the shoulder blades. You might notice you feel tighter on one side. I definitely do. Continuing to follow your breath from your belly up to your chest, your lungs. Noticing where you feel most of the tension within the shape. Noticing where the sensations are. Deepening the breath. Not being afraid to hear the sound of your breath, to make the breath a little more audible, a little louder and clearer. Allowing for that release that can come with the breath out. Releasing your arms, taking a moment, witnessing the effects. And carefully beginning to unravel your legs. You can again come into that little windscreen wiper domino knees movement. Taking a few wriggles to the right, a few wriggles to the left. And when you're ready, come back down for a rebound. So in this rebound, again, you're just relaxing in the space, doing nothing for a while. No doing, simply being. Feeling your entire body grounding, weighting, rooting down towards the earth. Feeling nourished. Giving yourself back that sense of nourishment. And when you're ready, we'll move into our next variation. So you're going to start to sweep your arms all the way up and above. Like you're taking one of the biggest stretches of the day. And this one is called banana asana. So as your arms sweep up, you're going to cross your right foot over the left and then take your feet and your arms over towards the left side, keeping your hips situated at the right side of your mat. So you're creating a banana side bend, and you'll feel this along this opening right side of your body as you compress the left side. If you're finding it's too strong with the arms and feet bound, you can always just keep the extension with a side bend without crossing your ankles and wrists, or you might even go deeper. You might side bend even more, take a deeper grip. Really listen to your body. For me, I find this one to be quite strong. I don't need too much to feel all of that opening up through these meridians through the side body. So this one, again, it's targeting that gallbladder meridian line. And this is an organ that works to manage a lot within our own bodies. So the metaphor for this is maybe you've been feeling like you've been managing so much, organizing so much. You've got so many to-do lists, things to do, responsibilities weighing you down, that you've lost sight of a bigger dream or a greater perspective. You've lost sight of all of that, and you're just working moment to moment. You feel like you're about to burst at the side seams because you're carrying so much. You're feeling burnt out. Can be a feeling we can resonate with the wood element. Maybe you've burnt that fuse so short that there's not much left. And when you think of that wood, it's burnt out. When we are burnt out, we have that shorter fuse and we're easily agitated, easily irritated. It doesn't take much for us to go off. The sound associated with this element is shouting. When there's a lack of energy, when we've burnt ourselves up, we can easily find ourselves shouting, irritated, frustrated. And it's very much associated with the blood. So if you haven't followed me, you can slowly uncross your feet, cross your hands, find that second side of the banana asana, releasing any tightness or tension. Again, along this second side seam of your body, all the fascia, all the tissue along the side, breathing up and down this second side and consciously bringing your awareness there. Where your attention goes, the energy flows. So much can come up when we're contemplating this energy, but for me, what I think of with wood element, I think of myself during my menstruation, PMS, that moment before I get really irritated and angry and irritable, and it doesn't take much for me to have that shorter fuse. And it will be something little that wouldn't normally irritate me that I lose myself in. You find yourself getting irritated easily. That can be a sign that you have some blockages or some energy to process through these meridians, these organs of the body. Then seeking some nourishment, just like a beautiful little flower that you might be watering every day. We have to nourish that soil. We have to nourish the roots. We have to give it love. We have to give it sunshine and water and all of these beautiful things for that little seedling to grow into its potential. Maybe you need to move. Maybe it's the environment that's blocking your growth. Anger is not necessarily a negative emotion. It can be a sign that something needs to change. So you can just slowly come out of your banana asana, and we're going to move into our next shape. This time you're just taking a internal and external rotation of your hip. So both knees start hip distance apart. Feet are grounded on the mat, knees bent. And then you're going to roll both knees like dominoes over to the right side. And you can either just keep them as they are or follow me and take that right foot on top of the left knee. I like to do this with a pillow or a support underneath the right knee so it doesn't flare out too wide unsupported, because it can get quite strong into that hip. I find this one, as you extend your arms above overhead, it also becomes a lot deeper around the psoas, the front of the left hip. And this one, due to it being a stretch for the inside of the groin, but also the front seam of that opposing thigh, it's bringing in your earth element meridian, stomach and spleen running through the front seam of your body. Again, helping us to feel grounded, to feel nourished. And if there is any energy moving through you, if this is feeling particularly overwhelming or you are a bit irritable today, stay with your breath. Breathe it out. Let that breath get louder, deeper, particularly if you're at home doing this alone. Like, just let it out. Groin it out. Be less attached to the sound and just notice the feeling that accompanies the sensation as you allow yourself to just let go, to release. So from here, we're going to cross over again. So you're taking the right knee internally rotated and left knees open. So left foot will be on right knee, and you're feeling a nice big stretch along the right front seam of your body as you get into that left groin and hip now. Again, I've got pillows underneath my left knee just to prop it up. You may or may not need to do that, but acknowledging the supports where you need them, acknowledging, allowing yourself to be supported. Because when we have this support, we can really let go, and it allows us to get into those deeper layers of the body. We don't want the muscles to be actively on, holding us up. We want to be able to relax so we can get into the fascia here. So support yourself if you need to. We'll begin to come out of this shape. And then our next one is Dragonfly. This is one of my absolute favorites. It's a big wide-legged fold. You might need to turn to the side of your mat. You might like to take bolsters or blocks ahead of you, and you can really prop yourself up quite high, relaxing the back of the neck as you hinge forward. You might need more props than this, more pillows. So see how it works in your body. Again, it's not about how deep you can go into this shape. It's about how long you can soften into this place of stillness within it, where we can allow that release in the muscles themselves so we can get into those deeper tissues. And when I'm speaking to emotions, you can take it or leave it. The reason I do is because traditional Chinese medicine acknowledges that our issues lie in our tissues. So every emotion, it's felt, it's a feeling, it's energy in motion, or it's energy not in motion that's trapped in the body. So that's the belief that we're working with. That's the philosophy. So when you're moving through these different poses and these different meridian lines that run through the body, they all have associated emotions. Anything that you've suppressed, that you've pushed down, you've not allowed yourself to feel, your body carries a memory. It carries those codes. And this includes both the most beautiful memories you've ever had, but also some really traumatizing, difficult emotions and sensations. It's all in the body. So if anything uncomfortable does surface for you, breathe through it, hold space for it, knowing that it's just arising for you to be aware of, to be witnessed, to be felt, to be experienced. And then eventually you'll feel it release. You'll feel it let go. So sometimes this practice can bring up difficult emotions. Sometimes you will walk out of a yoga practice feeling angry, feeling pissed off or irritated because something has moved through you to be felt. So allow for that release. Know that it's part of the process, and you might not feel like that at all. You might just rather feel super blissed out, which is awesome too. I'm just making you aware of this so that you know that whatever you're feeling is perfect. Trust the process. Perhaps allowing that breath to get a little louder. So this is a liver pose. Anger can be held here in your liver. This is a place where you can carry a lot of energy down here in our hips, center for a lot of deep, long-held emotions, long-held resentment in the body. Deep breaths. Let it out. Let it go. And when you're ready, you can slowly begin to rise back out of the shape. Moving all your props away. And we're going to come down to a rebound on our belly this time. We'll just be here for a moment before we move on. You might like to continue to take some deep breaths. Just allow yourself to surrender, to relax, to do nothing for a moment. To feel the contrast in your body, to feel this space. Okay, so we're moving into half frog with a Sphinx variation in our arms. So you can use a bolster to prop up the rib cage here when you come into Sphinx. Then bring the right knee into your half frog, so it's just like a little frog leg. And that's it today. You might like to grab some pillows to let the Neck soften so you can relax the back of the neck and prop the head up. Or you might just do that sort of as you are without the pillows under the head. Again, in yin yoga, all of the props, they're just optional. So I really like to use props because it supports the joints in the body. But it can be done just as you are. If you feel comfortable and supported enough in your own body, and you don't have any injuries or anything like that, then you might be just okay to work the shapes without the supports. So this one, again, it's bringing in that water element running through the backside of your body, kidney and bladder meridians. Energies that can get trapped with these particular meridians. This element is the emotion of fear. If you've been feeling anxious, fearful, like you're drowning in an ocean of fear, this can be a powerful pose to support you, Sphinx. And then, of course, as you're bringing in the half frog variation, we're still working with that liver meridian on the inside seam of your leg. Dealing with feelings of irritability, frustration, all of that. Maybe just a nice physical release in the body alternatively. Come back to the sensation of your breath, the sensations in your body. Guiding your attention down towards the tips of the toes and incrementally up towards the top of the head. Guiding this energy, this prana, this chi, this new sparkling, golden, bright energy, this prana throughout the entire body. Let it move through you deep into every cell, deep into all of your different tissues. Inwardly, physically, but also send it outwardly, all around you, surrounding yourself with this new energy. When you're ready, you can release the right side, bring the left leg into your half frog, and you can maintain Sphinx if it's still comfortable to do so. Deepening your breath. Breathing down into this new side of your body. Dropping into the weight of the supports. What is your vision? What is it you're dreaming up for yourself? What is your dream? If everything was possible, there was nothing blocking you from your dreams, what would you be doing? What would you be working towards? What daily steps can you bring into your life to make that dream more of a possibility? What are you ready to release or let go of? Whether this is a limiting belief, a thought pattern, a behavior that might be blocking you. You don't need to logically understand this, just allowing yourself to feel that weight being lifted, the release in your body, the energy of letting go, the energy of surrender. As your whole entire body begins to feel lighter and lighter, more expansive, more spacious, more free, at ease. Less rigid, open to creativity, open to new ways, open to new ideas. Looking outside the box, not limiting yourself by old ways. Opening yourself to the potential of all of the new ways, all of the possibilities that exist for you. Seeing this vision in your heart, believing in its possibility. And as you're ready, you can just begin to roll all the way over, back into a rebound. And this time allowing yourself just to completely let go. Relaxing deeper and deeper into the spaciousness surrounding you, to the lightness of your body. Witnessing all of the subtle and expansive effects of your practice, this prana liberated energy flow, chi circulating your system like waves, flowing inwardly within you, but also all around you. Surrounding yourself in this bubble of potential. In this space, there is no limitations. The possibilities are infinite. Opening your heart to the possibilities, to this new dream you're stepping into, this dream you're actualizing, bringing into reality. Allowing your creativity to expand, your creativity to flow. Breathing into that new energy. Breathing in this new vision for your life. Seeing yourself there. Feeling the emotions you'd be feeling. Feeling this in your body. When you're ready, you can let it all go. Surrender. Trusting in the divine plan. You might like to linger here for a longer duration, enjoying a longer shavasana, or slowly just roll over to one side. And you can come up to a seated position. We're going to finish with just a little bit of meditation. So you can find any seated position that suits, perhaps allowing your hands to ground upon your thighs or just draw them up to your heart space. Breathing in this new energy up towards the top of the head. Visualizing a light at the top of the head. As you inhale, focus upon that light filling up the entire body, sitting at the top of the head. And then exhale, emptying back down towards the base of your spine to this region where you're rooting down towards the earth like an anchor. Noticing the light at the base of your spine. Inhale, draw that light from the base of your spine to meet this light at the top of the head. Circulating this new energy up and down. As you inhale, you might like to bring in the mantra. So. Inhale. So. Can continue to chant this mantra in your mind, drawing the prayer up to your third eye for hope and dreams, to the lips for truth and honesty, and your heart for love and compassion. When you're ready, you can bow in great gratitude and great love. Namaste.